Hello, everyone. This is a pop-up stream. I haven't streamed in a really long time, but I'm going to be getting back into it. And I thought a fun way to start would be to have these lovely gentlemen join me as we look past at the past 6 months of movies that have come out this year and kind of rate the best of the best and the worst of the worst. And we just had like the solstice last week, so it is the perfect marking point for a year in film cut in half. So and everyone knows who you are, but if you guys want to say hi, feel free.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Nerdy Film Girl also told us all stream that if this video gets 10,000 views, that she is going to give up her joy and happiness and watch The Acolyte. That's she said that. You can take that to the bank.
I would for 10,000
views.
Yeah,
we're doing it
for 10,000 views, I suppose. I don't know if it's worth it for 10,000 views, but I suppose it would be something.
You know, she doesn't watch Disney Star Wars, so she has like more joy than us. You know, like she doesn't go into that. And we're not going into that today, which is also great. I'm actually excited to talk about movies that there's some good ones. Like
yes, and definitely some stinkers as well. But we'll
right.
And then if there's some that we're figuring out like what is like what place level we should put them at. Anyone in the chat, we would love to hear your thoughts on these and play along as we go through the list of movies. And I have a Barbenheimer shirt. So I thought it was like this time of year, like last year, I forget the exact release date of Barbenheimer, but I think it was like the first week or two of July. So
yeah, we're coming up close on what it was because it was only like a week or two after Mission Impossible whenever it came out.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was a mistake for Mission Impossible.
That's fair.
I'm gonna get our little S tier list up, and everything is in order. So. Oh no, what just happened?
It's the internet's going to take over and something horrific's about to pop up. Oh, it's just an ad. It's just
That's basically the same thing.
That's Ryan Reynolds Mint Mobile too, of course. It's everywhere. Everywhere you look, it's like
that's why he's a billionaire.
Show me this Mint Mobile. Yeah,
good. I'm glad. I thought the you know how finicky it is. If you refresh, it goes away. So
yeah.
So first off, we have Night Swim, gentlemen. What do you guys think?
Oh gosh.
Let's just call it for what it is. It's not.
I think
it's not good.
Yeah. Is it the worst James Wan film ever?
No. That's not. Night Swim's not James Wan.
Is he just producer? He's not director.
Yeah, I think he produced, but the director is somebody else.
Okay. That's good to know. That is a good. Okay.
There's a few people in the chat actually that I'll address. First,
Maxfield.
I hope I'm not lagging now because of this S tier list, but I think I am. But hopefully it'll work out. We've got Maxfield. We've got Hall & Oates in the chat here.
What's up?
Sure.
That was a good
Crown
deal.
Royal?
That Mint Mobile deal was good. If you guys need a phone service, that look at that deal they just put.
I don't have an ad blocker. Maybe that would be the solution to all of that.
Hey,
you never know.
We got
I haven't
Aeronite.
used one in a while, but I used to use it all the time.
And we've got everyone's just saying hi, so I'm gonna hide that. Okay. Wow, I think I'm lagging tremendously, and I'm horrified about
if
this.
you stop presenting for a second, and then one thing I do is the window, instead of keeping it full screen, I narrow the window to where it kind of just keeps it within the frame of what you're doing. Sometimes that makes it run a little different. You can try that and see. You'll see whenever it gives you the present options.
Okay.
Kind of.
Yeah, because now I think I'm fine again. So let's see if that works.
I'm telling you,
it's probably the ad.
It is. Yeah, I think that's what's going on here. So maybe I'll just have to keep exiting out of the ads every time they pop up. I know it's going to be a nightmare though. Okay, let's share the screen.
Cryptic, I see you talking about my Bad Boys prediction. Yep. I'm going to eat that one pretty bad, but I'm going to tell you this. I think my Deadpool Wolverine is going to be a home run call.
I still don't think it happens.
I mean, that's where it's getting a little ridiculous. Like if I had just called $1.2 billion, I think I'd be easy in the money right now. But 1.75 is a lot.
But Bad Boys is gonna pass 300 this week.
That's crazy to me. Like that. Now we're getting into like I have to give it big props because at 200 I'd have been like, well, I was wrong, but it's 200. 300 plus, I have to really start to eat my words.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Under
Hopefully
Paris
this
making it
works.
S tier. Okay, you feel good?
Okay. I think. Well, we'll go for it. And
If it moves slow, we can do it. We can talk more about each one. Yeah.
Okay, so the next one is going to be Mean Girls. I didn't see this. Did you?
D.
Okay.
I did not see it. I just
It's not.
You guys had to explain to
good.
me the concept of it, and I was like, "Wait, they're doing what?"
It's not good. I saw initially it, and then we turned it off because that's how bad it was. Mean Girls is not good. Doesn't really make a whole. What they try to do is they try to take what happened in the original, but then update it for today's time. But it doesn't hit the same. The jokes don't land the same. Everything is a little bit more TikTok-ish type thing, and it just. It's not the same. Teen movies today it's weird because teen movies back then weren't that great either, but Mean Girls was a smart one and did it and played it smart, and this one just doesn't.
I'm just disappointed they didn't do a true sequel.
Same.
Yeah, I get like this is for people that wanted to see the Broadway show and couldn't. So I guess like I understand why it was made, but it looked so cheap.
Yeah, it was. It's not good.
Okay.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
Well, we'll move on then. The Beekeeper. Both of you saw this?
I actually did not see this.
I would put it as a B.
Okay. A B for Beekeeper.
B for Beekeeper. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because it's essentially a good basic Jason Statham action movie, and I think that's what you need.
Oh no.
Okay,
Argyle,
the worst thing imaginable has happened.
Yeah,
Argyle got put in a
down.
B. That thing, I know it's the internet and everything, but that thing needs to go to the oblivion. I did watch that.
I don't even know if I'd put Argyle on this list, to be honest.
It's definitely the worst of all the D's. So if we're gonna keep the order, like it's at the back of the
yeah.
Okay.
So you can just move right through that one. Argyle deserves to be low.
I gotta say this. Have you now? Atlas is my lowest movie of the year so far, other than Rebel Moon and Atlas. I'd rather watch Rebel Moon than Atlas, but
I'd rather watch Rebel Moon too.
Just released. Have you all seen that Jessica Alba movie that came out?
No, and I don't want.
I think it's the worst. I think it's a clear cut. We'll have to talk about that later on, but
oh god,
yeah,
it has like 10% audience and critics.
I didn't put movies on here that weren't theatrical releases, so
smart because that's darkness. If we get into Netflix's garbage that they're just throwing at us this year,
yeah. I don't think either of you saw. I don't think either of you saw Lisa Frankenstein, but I did, and I would put it at a B. I would say.
All right.
That was Robin Williams' daughter that directed that.
Yes. Yeah. I think she did a solid job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I got it. My computer's notifications. Okay, so that's a B. I didn't see Beekeeper, and none of you saw Frankenstein, so we'll just keep it. We'll keep them in that order for now.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Are you guys ready?
Oh yeah. Okay, Madam Web.
Yeah. I mean, we're off to a flying start here.
That was a rough start to the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it should go in the front though of the D's because it's at least so bad that you can get some good laughs in. I don't know.
Oh,
It's really bad.
I would put it above Argyle for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is what it is. All of them, they're just, none of those movies are good at the D section, obviously. Madam Web just doesn't need to be around. I think that's the biggest thing. It just never actually needed to be made.
Oh man, that would be amazing. And I thought it was clear cut, but there's so many movies just entering the competition. I thought Rebel Moon had it, then I thought Atlas had it, and now I've got this new whatever this abomination is that just came out on Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Real tough. I don't know. Madam Web is but I'd rather watch Madam Web than Mean Girls. I'd probably rather watch Madam Web, maybe Arga. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just stuck a GoPro on Lindsay Lohan in real life. I'd watch that.
I would
be more
too, yes.
interesting. Yeah.
I'd for sure watch that.
Okay. Bob Marley, One Love. Did any of you see that?
Oh, I did not see this.
Yeah, I saw it.
Did it? And if anyone in the chat
that's a
saw
B
it,
as well.
I'd love B. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a underdog hit in terms of the box office, how well it did, just like Beekeeper.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
oh no, this happened again. Oh my
it's
god.
Dune time
okay.
though. It's okay. It's just the internet doing internet things. I mean, Dune,
both of them.
Yeah.
I put both of those
Is
at
it-
S, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, because for what they are, like each in their own realms, where they nailed it. I mean, I guess what else could you possibly want? Dune 2 is like peak of Dune. I couldn't see Dune being any better than it was.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't see this one. The
John,
American
we had a
Society.
big video on this. We talked about this once. Yeah.
Oh no, that's
I heard
a D.
it's garbage. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's
Yeah.
not good. Especially if you saw American Fiction. It's like it's almost an insult to watch. Yeah, no way.
Yeah. Madam Web tier Z.
Yeah,
Z
no
tier.
way at all.
I don't even know what this comment means, but I'm going to put it up. Maybe you guys know.
Must
The
buy
ad.
blazer shoes.
There were blazer
There was
shoes on the ad.
an ad for it. Yeah. Right now I'm looking at getting UFC, ESPN, and some other stuff. If y'all were on mine right now, it'd be the weirdest. Like y'all would be like, "What is happening on your computer?" Because it'd be like Pokemon grading, and then it would be like NCAA football game, and then it would be like deep lore of Warhammer. Like it would just be all over creation.
Nah, that's what I do the ad blocker for. Yeah.
I don't think either of you saw this, but I did. Love Lies Bleeding. That's the one with Kristen Stewart.
The
I
body.
would give it. Yeah. The bodybuilding one. I feel like I would give it a B. Because the first 3/4 are really, really good, and then it kind of falls apart at the end. But I would put it in a B or a C. So, but yeah, I think because the majority of the movie is good, I'll put it at B. Oh no!
Hot take. Kristen Stewart's underwater movie was a shockingly, like, I was shocked at how much I liked it. Yeah,
I liked it. Yeah.
So every once in a while, there's a movie I see with her in it that I'm really like caught off guard, which is, I don't know.
She's good.
It was good. She's not a
really
bad actress.
interesting.
She just gets gets pretty bad stuff, but she's not a bad actress.
Okay.
This is
did you guys see
Sweeney's
Ghostbusters?
movie.
Well, I
Ghostbusters.
didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it. I don't think it's as bad as Mean Girls and stuff, but it's not better than Beekeeper and all that, I'm sure.
I think it's a C.
Yeah, it's not good, but it's not as bad as like a Argyle or something. Like it's not a.
It just kind of fizzles out.
Yeah. Well, I trust your judgment on that. So I think C feels right to me as well. Did either of you see Immaculate?
No,
Yes,
I,
I saw it. I liked it.
I did too.
I dare say I'd probably put Immaculate either B or A. I would
Yeah.
think. I don't know.
I was thinking
I'd
that
put it at
too. I
B.
think okay, yeah.
I put it at B.
I think for the specific genre that it was really well done, you know.
Right.
Whoops. I'll put it at B. Okay. Now, did either of you see Late Night with the Devil?
no,
I didn't like
I'm
it.
terrified just by the trailer.
I wasn't a big fan. I know a lot of people were. I guess I personally would put it at an A, like as if I'm like being objective about it, but I personally wasn't like the biggest fan of it.
Right. I think because it's not scary. You know, I think that's the
Mhm.
misleading part is that I mean I didn't find it scary unless you did.
I think you're hoping for something better to come along and it never does.
Yeah. I agree with that. I feel like for its craftsmanship, I'll put it at A, but it's definitely not S tier.
No, but I would give it an A. I'd be like, all right, that makes sense. That's fair.
Yeah.
Oh, this next one up. Now, Cryptic Beats had a great comment about this. Is if you take the humans out of this next movie, it's S tier, but the humans are unfortunately in this King Kong Godzilla movie.
Yeah, that's the problem. Man, I don't know where I'd put it, to be honest.
I didn't see it. So,
I think it's an A movie. I do.
I think, I mean, in terms of entertainment, it's hard to deny that this movie is entertaining and that these continue to be entertaining. They have big problems, humongous problems, but they're not boring. Not at all boring. Crown Royal, like,
so
Yeah. I don't know. I'd probably for what it is, it's definitely a B or above. It's just the question of do you put it at like A or B? It's not the best kaiju movie. Hell, Godzilla, it's not even the best Godzilla movie that came out in that span of time. But at the same time, it does do the job perfectly in terms of what it needs to do. Yes, it kind of sucks that there's human elements and things like that, but for as a monster beat 'em up, it's I guess I'd put it at B.
yeah, I'd be the front of the B section on the King Kong Godzilla, like the top of all beasts.
Yeah,
Because the human part is just such a problem. It's just an absolute issue.
Yeah, it's not great. That's the problem.
So, gentlemen,
Yeah,
I had to include I had to include both of these because they came out the same weekend and they both used the same company to do their poster and they look exactly like the same poster.
They look identical.
They do.
I could have done that in Canva for like $10. They overpaid. I could have done that in Canva.
Did either of you see the first Omen?
I did. I liked it. I would put it at a B. I think the first Omen is better than Immaculate, though. So that's tough. For what it is, I don't know. That one's a tough one. Because it's like I kind of want to put it at A. But it's not an A movie.
Yeah, Dan Murrell really liked it.
It does its job really well. And it's on Hulu now, I think. So you don't even have to wait to go into the theaters. You can literally just watch it on Hulu. It was on Hulu pretty quickly.
Okay. How do you guys feel about Monkey Man if you saw it? I feel like it would be between I think a B. Maybe you're in. I don't know. B.
I put it at A.
Okay. That's what I was kind of conflicted with. Yeah.
I
liked it
I watched
a
it
lot.
on Peacock yesterday. I definitely put it above King Kong and Godzilla, for sure. Like, yeah, whatever. Like for sure, better than that.
Yeah.
I liked it. I did.
It's solid.
It drags. It drags in some places. The
Sure. Yeah.
flashbacks are kind of a little too much, but there's a payoff that works really well at the end. Because like
Yeah.
at first you're kind of like, oh, he's gonna let this guy. No, he takes him out, and
Yeah.
the ending is really good for what it is. It's a really good ending, and I gotta like give it props for that, even though it takes a little while to get there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sophie, and thank you for bearing with the ads on the S tier and the lagging that's going on. That's very kind of you.
See
$4.99.
some cool basketball shoes. GT Jump 2s.
Yeah, those look awful.
I'm gonna end up buying something. This is like soaking into my brain. It's like I'm very impressionable.
I'm getting Cryptic Beats
Oh,
has
God,
a
suplex. Yeah, they literally had a wrestling scene. Like it was like a full on WWE scene,
like a
right
whole
by the
tag team scene.
pyramids.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Oh yeah, and then in the city, yep.
as soon as my wife and I
Oh,
that's
that'd
so
be
funny.
like that.
And then this one I have to put up because this is hilarious. From
Oh my
Aaron
gosh, yeah, yep.
Oh, yeah, because he's doing all the drinking stuff with it.
Yeah, he always says if you
I
can enjoy a
like
movie
Westwood,
sober or
though.
not. Okay, guys, controversial film, Civil War. My
give it an
gut
A.
instinct is to put it at C. Okay.
I'd give it an A. I don't think Civil War
What
is a
about
bad
you?
film, but yeah.
You want to know what ruined me with this is I didn't see it in theaters, and my plan was to watch it at home. And so many reviewers just showed the whole movie, and I don't know how
Yeah.
that happened with that movie, but that movie's ending it was online the day it came out, and I didn't really think that going in. Yeah,
Almost
I
all the
don't
important
know.
bits. Almost
Yeah,
you can piece together all of it on YouTube if you really want to.
yeah, which was crazy. Within 24 hours, I don't know. Like I know it's a different thing, but like I just felt like that was
Actually, no, I'd give it a B. I'd give it a B. Because I don't think it's that Late Night with the Devil or Monkey Man in terms of like straight up entertaining, good to watch. There's a discourse around it that I think is interesting, but I don't know if the entertainment matches the discourse. So I would say probably a B then.
How do you feel, Bonebridger?
I didn't get to see it enough to.
Oh,
I mean, I saw it, but I
oh,
didn't see it. Yeah.
oh, okay. So I
Yeah.
feel like I would agree with John for the B as far as the film goes as a whole, and I think that if there had been more problems, like the ending of I think the ending has a lot of problems, and I think that if there had been more problems like that, it would have been in the C category. But it was suspenseful, and the action shots were done really well. So yeah, I think we should do a B. I mean, it's not garbage. You know what I mean?
Some missed opportunities there. That's the problem with that movie. There's some missed opportunities.
Yeah. 100%. Abigail, did either of you see Abigail?
I did not.
Nope.
I heard it was okay.
I didn't either.
I kind of want to see it because it's getting some traction now on YouTube. Like all these clips have come out and everything, and people are talking about it. I do kind of want to see it though. Chat, if anyone's seen it, let us know. I'd love to know.
It's got a pretty good that's got a pretty good score, like review from both audience and critics. I heard it's pretty solid.
Yeah, I've heard the same. I would love if anyone in the chat has seen Abigail to let us know your thoughts. A lot of people in the chat right now are talking about Civil War. Yeah,
I would have loved Civil War too. Yeah. Civil War did not take they didn't take the chances that they that they tried to make it seem like they were going to take.
Yeah. The marketing did not match the movie. I felt.
No.
So
Septic Garcon, always happy to have you.
Oh, what's up? He was
Northern.
on Critical Drinker stream when I was on.
Oh,
Hey.
cool. Best so far: Society of the Snow, Leroy, Texas, Late Night with the Devil, Land of Bad, Inside Out 2. I believe Society of the Snow though was last year, but I've heard amazing things about it.
Yeah, that's the
I
Netflix
think
movie
it
about
was
the rugby team, right?
Yeah. No. Oh yeah. The plane crash. That I remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
That came out in like very late December. I think like right after Christmas or like right around that time. I think.
Land of
That was
Bad
a
I
good movie
haven't
though.
seen.
Jesse
I
Plemons'
agree.
scene is the only scene people care about.
It's the only thing people talked about then afterwards.
And did you guys know that he wasn't originally cast in that role?
Mhm.
Oh, really?
He's
Yeah.
what's his name? Her husband,
He's
right?
married to what was it, Kirsten Dunst?
Yeah.
Yes. And they
Yeah.
had to fill the role, and she did them a favor by asking Jesse Plemons.
Yeah. That
Who
that
then
was a
stole the
big
show
time.
with that one
Yeah.
scene. There
Oh,
goes.
for letdowns. A lot of people were disappointed. I mean, that was like the gist of what I was hearing in the reviews is people just expected them to do more, and everything felt like they didn't, other than that scene, really.
Well, he tried to
Yeah.
play it safe.
Mhm.
Okay, so Abigail, I feel like we'll just put it as at a C. And I think that's kind of what the consensus is. Some people loved it. Some people thought it was not the best. And some people just thought it was just fine. So
That's fair.
I'll put it here.
Yeah.
Now, I think both of you saw this, but I could be wrong. Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yeah.
It's much better than Argyle. I put that at
Yeah.
B too.
Yeah, I would too. Not a top B, but a B. It's
And
better than
that's the thing.
Ghostbusters,
That's
but
the
it
thing
wasn't as
about
good
B.
as it could have been. Like it
Right. It's
wasn't what it
kinda
could have been. Yeah.
a B could be like missed opportunity, and then like a B could also be like did not live up to potential, and then a B could also be like, well, it's not that bad. And it's kind of one of those where like the score of 7 or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So I put it, right after the first Omen, right before Lisa Frankenstein. Next is Challengers. I might be biased, but I'm torn between putting it between an A and an S. I don't know how you feel about it, John.
I think it's an A.
Yeah, I do too.
That one's still on my list too. Once I get a chance to.
Yeah, and I think that
Oh, but this
putting
next
it
one,
in front.
I crossed this next one off my list. I sure did. I watched this one.
You know, I think Fall Guy is an A too.
I do too.
Oh yeah, I got no problem with it being an A.
How do you guys feel about it being right here? I can put it in front of Challengers if you want, but
Either
kinda
or.
feel like-
I don't look at I don't look at where it is on the tier list as like anything because it's going to be an A for a different reason than why Challengers is an A for, you know what I'm saying? So it's like theoretically it doesn't matter as much, but it's but Challengers or Fall Guy is, I could see it being also a B for some people. I could even see it being a C for some people, but for what it does and what it's trying to do, I think it works. I just think that it flopped.
Right.
That's all it is.
It's the ultimate example of a movie that's not bad, but the budget was so big versus what it was going to do numbers wise that it didn't match up. We're going to talk about the ultimate example in a minute, I know. So I'll save that conversation for the movie that is the definition of bloated budget, didn't have a big enough audience, but it is a good movie.
Tarot?
Never
Tarot's
saw it.
bad, I've heard.
I just watched Moist Critical's reaction to it and knew that it was something I never needed to watch. I was like, we'll just trust him on that.
Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. We'll talk about apes in a second. I feel like if you've noticed this, there's a lot of horror that I didn't even put up here, but the first half of the year has had a lot of bad horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about Kingdom of the
Which
Planet of the
teams-
Apes? Oh, sorry.
No, first half of the year having bad horror movies is normal though. We get a lot of bad horror movies usually every year, first half of the year. So that tracks. Kingdom, I think, is I think Kingdom. I don't know. Some people might feel differently. I think Kingdom's a B.
I would say I would agree with that. Did you see it, Bonebridger?
No, I still haven't seen it, and that was part of the problem was I felt no rush to see it based on I someone would have had to tell me it was incredible to get me out of the house on opening weekend for that one because this
It's
is not a hurry.
incredible. It's incredible visually,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
story wise, I don't think it's actually that great. It's certainly not the best story of the newer, more recent Planet of the Apes movies.
And I got a trilogy with a character I really liked in Caesar, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like I mean I got my Planet of the Apes, so I mean I'll see it at some point, but I've seen a lot of people talk about how they wish it was a little shorter. I mean it's not a perfect film for sure. I don't classify Fall Guy as like a Dune type movie. It's like an action. I feel like it just got too big of a budget and too much like if it I hate to use this word, but if that movie was $100 million to make and was on streaming, it would have been a huge success for Netflix or whoever did it. If it was you know, if that was its outcome instead of 18 days in theaters and on digital. I think I watched it like 15 days after it came out in theaters. I watched it at home. Like that's too early.
That's the way it goes sometimes. But yeah, that makes sense.
I'm not sure about this one.
If?
What if?
No, I'm sorry, guys. The question on the I think I'm lagging a lot right now.
Oh, I don't know when it's out on digital. Aaron, I don't know. I thought it would be already. I'm kind of surprised it's not.
Oh. I didn't know Gentlemanly Warfare had a book.
I didn't either.
I would be.
I just know, yeah, it could have been really epic. I feel like they left a lot on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get back to the. I think I lag the least when I don't put comments up, but I don't want to ignore the chat. So we will I'll do a balance of that. If I did not see, I'm hearing people come around with it though.
I don't know. Didn't see it.
Yeah, I hate to say it. That one that was just a skip for me, just like Garfield. That's not a yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna leave if here, and if people in the chat, I'll give them some time. I think we can both agree that all three of us can agree that the strangers can be over here.
Yep. Nah, that stinks.
It could have been over there the second they announced it.
And from what I've also heard, the Garfield movie can also go over there.
It could be one of those movies that's just like, but it's making money, but what they put 60 million in it? That's all they spent on it. So
yeah, and that's the thing. It's making a big profit.
Okay, so now we have Furiosa. I would put that
Furiosa
as
an A. That's an A to me.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
It does exactly what it needs to do. It's yes, it has CGI stuff, but from an entire point of like, this is what this movie is, I think it does it perfectly. I think it even does it better than what the Fall Guy tries to do for it. But it's just one of those where it just didn't do well because it's not a Mad Max movie, but they try to make it seem like it's a Mad Max movie.
So do I need to base it off of concept plus film or just the film? Like if I chose to see the film, am I basing it on just that or whether or not I would even want to?
Well, the film itself, because Furiosa as
like
a
if
film,
I chose to go, what would be the?
It's not a bad film.
No, it's not. It's not. I think that it would be for me. It has to, in my mind, it would have to be a bit better than King Kong Godzilla on principle. I don't know how much better.
I think it is a better movie than King Kong Godzilla.
Right. Like I couldn't ever put King Kong Godzilla with the worst human characters ever in the history of film above.
But I think it's the reason why I think it's above a B is because I think for what it's trying to do concept wise, it nails it. It's just from a character standpoint, the character wasn't a good seller. Furiosa, as well, with Anya, maybe with Charlize it would have been, but with Anya Taylor-Joy, it's not a good seller.
Yeah,
It's tough.
I mean, you're definitely selling me on why it's an A. Because
I put it
I think
at
I was
B
being
though.
too. Yeah, I think I
I
was
put it
being
at
too
B.
harsh with a C, but I feel like it could be.
B
Yeah.
is fine.
If you take out should this be made? Should they call it a Mad Max film? If you take out the concept problem, it is better. If you apply the Mad Max problem, it gets worse because it's like, well, that's not what it is.
If it was Mad Max instead of Furiosa, I think.
Oh,
I'm talking everything. I think the movie sells better, but
yeah,
I think it probably gets graded slightly
a
worse
little
because there
critically
were just
panned.
people. Yeah, because there are just people who just wanted to like give it great because it was Anya Taylor-Joy in it rather than like for what it is. But it probably does a lot better.
Yeah,
And
makes more
especially if
money.
you're going to say it's called a Mad Max saga, but for what it was, I give it credit.
Okay. Bad Boys Ride or Die. I would love to put this at an A. I don't know how you guys feel.
I would, because it does exactly what you were expecting for it.
I haven't seen it yet because I just feel so broken. But I will.
Bad
It's
Boys is
really
more fun
fun.
than Fall Guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So more
I'll put
fun.
it up here.
It could be considered a better movie just because it's more fun.
It's also a better movie for what it's trying to do. Sometimes when you get movies with older action stars or older actors who are portraying action stars, it could get a little ridiculous. It's like when we saw Taken with Liam Neeson the first time, it's played well, but by the time we get to the third time, you're kind of like, all right, you're doing extra stuff that doesn't need. This is a better movie than the third one was, and it's a better movie than the third one was because they don't try and do too much. It's the straight line A to B. This is what's happening. It's linear. There's some things where you're like, all right, maybe not, but for the most part, they don't get rid of the team dynamic. There's big payoffs. They have payoffs that are 20 years in the making in it. So it's like you do what you need to do for the movie. And I think that's worth a at least.
And I think the direction is really good of it as well. I think they did a great job.
And they do some things with style choices. Like when they do the first person scene, which is actually a really good scene camera-wise, just like in terms of like having it and then kind of switching back to third person with like the flip of the gun. Like there's some cool little things in there where you're like, okay, I can see it. I get it.
We have The Watchers next. I didn't see it, but I know you did, John. What do you think?
Put that right next to Garfield. Right next to Garfield. That's where it belongs. The Watchers. I don't care if it's his daughter. Shyamalans in general cannot finish movies. They can set you up real nice. They can give you a nice little start. And I'm gonna feel the exact same way about Trap with Josh Hartnett. I guarantee it.
I'm so horrified.
They will start you. I guarantee you, Trap starts off incredible and ends in such a dumb way because Shyamalan's thing twists. I don't even know if they know what a twist actually is. They focus so hard on trying to make sure that they can get the perfect thing that every time they do it, it ends up being terrible. But that movie belongs where it belongs. I don't care about the nepotism or whatever everybody's trying to throw on it. Yeah. That is not a good movie. It's just not. Yeah. Things don't make sense. The reasoning is ridiculous. And then they try and add something at the end with the whole supernatural element that, oh man, it's crazy. It's not good.
Well, thankfully, the next film is quite excellent. And I think it is S tier, in my opinion. What do you guys think about Inside Out? Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
And Bonebridger, you loved the first one because of the script, and I think you're going to really appreciate the writing in this one too.
Yeah, the writer for the first one, the main writer, Meg, her reasoning for writing the first script was so pure in terms of who she is and what she was dealing with and what she wanted to create. And it seems like she has done that again, and even more so for adults, which that's really who the first one was technically for. Of course, it's for kids in terms of, but it's really for the adults. I'm so excited to go to that one.
Now, I have not seen the Bike Riders. I was supposed to, but I didn't get a chance because I wound up doing Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, and then the stream with you guys, which was really fun. Did either of you see the Bike Riders yet?
I'm supposed to, but I heard the way people are talking about it, it looks like it's going to be probably an A movie. I think everybody's talking about the aspect of the fact that it has the melodrama and everything like that, and a lot of people are saying some of it's a little too much, some of it's not enough, but almost everybody I see is praising the performances.
I've got my tickets. The only thing about it that and I knew this would be the case, and we've talked about this before, Michael Shannon, everyone, if you watch the interviews for this movie, everyone agrees that he steals the whole movie. And Austin Butler talks about how it was just like in a scene, it's just like witnessing someone do something that you don't expect. So like, I guess in the book, his characters everyone thinks that this one scene is funny. And Michael Shannon looked at the director and said, "You think this is going to be funny, right?" And the director was like, "Yeah." And Michael Shannon goes, "I don't." And he did his thing and did it in a way and apparently shocked everyone. But I'm really excited. But Michael Shannon, Norman Reedus, Tom Hardy, Jodie Comer, I mean,
they say Austin Butler's a good leading man in this too.
Good. I mean, Dune really won me over a lot with him because to play the villain and do it well is a win in my book. I mean, you need to play the bad guy. It's like Timothy. Come on, play a bad guy. What are you doing?
Yeah. Plus, Austin Butler's got an interesting career path. He's probably more than anybody else. I would say more than Tom Holland, more than Timothy Chalamet, more than a lot of he's carefully crafting his whole path and only taking very specific things that speak to something, or you can even make the case of things that are like, man, let me see if I can get an award. It's almost as if him or his people are trying to get him an award early. And then just kind of like set him up for the rest of there's something about it that like looks that way. I don't know.
It seems like no one gave any opinions in the chat about If. So I'm going to just put it at B because I think that's what I keep hearing. If that works for you guys.
I heard it was more like a C.
Okay.
So I can do that.
What's so interesting about this is if you base it off of what's entertaining versus like what should have been made and what shouldn't have been made, how different the list would change. Like based on like clearly Garfield needed to be made because it made good money and it was the easy win. But there's some movies at the top where there's probably some questions there about what happened.
Yeah.
Or did it need to be made for that much? That's the thing,
right?
That I think
the budget's a big deal. Yeah. If you can make it more affordable, like Fall Guy, Fall Guy can't be $200 million. That was such a huge.
Well, I don't know why. I don't know why Fall Guy is that much, but then Bad Boys and Beekeeper aren't.
Yeah, they're half of that.
It's like I don't know why. Like you're doing stunt work and it's a movie that is praising stunt performers. So shouldn't you just let a bunch of stunt performers go crazy and kind of showcase that without doing too much on I don't know. That has to be actor salaries and things like that. Cause that's a high number for what that movie showed.
I do really like Ryan Gosling in that movie though. I really do.
Yeah.
I can bring the tier list back if we need to, but I'm going to go through some of these comments with you guys, and I figured that would be the best way to do it so that I don't lag or I don't keep doing that. So we've got Aaronite says Will Smith slapped me through my television.
I know that it came out that Chris Rock doesn't like that scene, but for what it is, it's a pretty funny scene. it just it
Chris Rock
works for what's
commentated on
going
that?
on. Yeah, apparently Chris Rock came out and he said that slapping scene was like cheap. It was a way to just generate cheap laughs, and it wasn't. And it's like, this is where you get kind of interesting. Chris Rock used the slap to sell his tour. You got your money from it. It's good. I think now people are like, all right, well, and everybody knew you used the slap to sell your tour. Fine. This is like Cat Williams using the Shannon Sharp interview to basically get that Netflix special. It happens. But now, because you did that and everybody knows you did that, people care a little bit less and less and less as time moves on. And people clearly wanted to see Will Smith back in action again, as long as it was in the right framework. And he's coming out saying, "Oh, it was a cheap thing" and everything like that. But it works for what's going
cheap
on.
Works. Cheap tactics definitely work sometimes. I mean, right or wrong, good or bad, they work.
And I thought that scene was great. So
yeah,
just like
you. It's a good scene. It's a good scene.
They brought Reggie.
I keep hearing though
that
the whole movie, like that's the reason to go. Is if you're a Bad Boys fan,
it's a huge payoff. It's a huge.
I'm excited. Yeah.
The Watchers out of context sounds crazy.
It does sound crazy. And makes no sense. That is a great example of now. I know the nepotism thing was added, and people are saying, "Oh, well, she did her own thing." I don't even know if she did her own thing. That very much feels like M. Night Shyamalan wrote that movie and directed that movie, and he just slapped her name on it and been like, "I'm just gonna give it to my kid." Like that's what it feels like. Because
what a waste. D tier equals must see.
Must see.
Sometimes
films.
Sometimes.
If looks good. Yeah, I wasn't running to see it, but I'll probably check it out at some point.
It's got a better audience score than critic score.
Okay.
Like much better.
Yes, I'll watch anything Michael Shannon does.
Yep.
Austin Butler was in Ned's. I forgot all about that.
Was he a child actor, Austin Butler? I guess he was in like child things, like teenage things.
Yeah, I know he did like I think it was Nickelodeon or the Disney Channel.
Oh, so he is one of those kids. Okay, that makes sense. That tracks.
Him and Glenn Powell coming up in the kid actor world.
Glenn Powell is a Nickelodeon kid?
No, he was in Spy Kids or something like that.
That also tracks.
Yeah.
He did kind of come out of nowhere for me, but that makes sense. I think the first time I saw him was in. Actually, I think you're all right. He is a Spy Kid, or in that.
Yeah, he's in it. And then the first big movie I saw him in was that rom-com I really like on Netflix. What's the name of that? Really good.
Set It Up.
Yeah, really good. That's one that I think proved to me he was going to be great. Of course, he's in Batman. He's the stock guy in the Dark Knight Rises or whatever. He's the stock guy. Why are you here? There's no money here. Then why are you here?
That's fair.
This is a question. How do you guys feel about Bill Skarsgård and all the movies he has this year?
The Skarsgårds are in a weird place. Bill Skarsgård is in a very weird situation, I think. He was okay in John Wick. And you go, okay, he works. But I don't think he really... there were better people in previous John Wicks than him. So you're kind of going, all right, well, maybe. He has that Barbarian movie.
Yeah.
Okay. It obviously is, people like it. He had the Boy Kills World movie, which is very weird. Because it's just him doing action scenes with Bob Burger's voice or Archer, depending on which one you like more. And it's not great and we've seen better movies than that. Like Hardcore Henry is a much better movie than Boy Kills World. Like much better. And so you go, all right, well, maybe. And now he's supposed to be in The Crow. And The Crow, objectively speaking, it could be, but objectively doesn't look good. So it's a weird place. He's in a weird place.
I'm going to say the same. Yeah, I agree with that. I really genuinely want him to do well because I think there is potential for him to be really great in a lot of things. But I didn't see that Boy Kills World movie. I know some people think enjoyed it, but I didn't hear anything like incredible.
Hardcore Henry is literally a better movie. Better movie made on a smaller budget and just kind of works well. It's like they did the exact same thing here, but kind of added the voice. And again, it's Bob's Burger's voice is a weird voice to hear during an action movie. It just is.
Dude who loves movies, what's up, everyone? Don't forget to roundhouse kick that like button. Thanks so much, Cody. And then we have one more comment that is unrelated to this stream, but Superman 2025 looks awesome. Clark Kent looks adorably goofy. Yeah, I saw.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I saw.
Did you see the pictures?
I saw the pictures, but I also watched Pearl 2 nights ago, I believe, and Corn Sweat is in that, and I saw it in that movie. I was like, okay, I definitely see.
He looks the part. He's a good actor. I think. I think they nailed that part. It's just they can't make this Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's my biggest fear. Is it's going to be too much like that.
Yeah,
you'll see.
Well, I'm gonna. On that note, thanks so much for everyone joining us today. Yeah, I think a lot of people have that sentiment.
Yeah.
Mr. Terrific looks better than the CW version.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, upgrade in the visual, that's for sure.
Yes. Good Lord.
Thanks so much for everyone stopping by. I'm gonna put this back up on the screen as we exit, so we can put the tier list one more time up here. Only 3 S tiers, S tier films, which is fine because it's halfway through. So Dune, Inside Out 2, and Kung Fu Panda 4. But yeah, so thanks so much, guys, and we will see you all next time.